Alrighty guys and girls, and welcome to this Team Down TV shoutcast of our CGA League of Legends finals between CRUX crew and Team Natural01. My name is Sandman, and tonight we are joined by Lord Fries and Soranova, who are going to be your casters for this very first game. Lord Fries, how you going, man?
Yeah, good, thanks, man. Good to be here.
Awesome. So we are into Champion Select here. We're just getting out these bands, so if you want to take it away, and I'll leave it up to the two of you.
No problem, man. Well, we got Rumble, Downer, and Thresh being banned out here from CRUX, and we've got Zyra, Anivia, and Shen being banned out from Team Natural here. So pretty standard bans across the board. Zyra, Anivia, Shen. Shen always just a great split pusher. And what do you think about the Zyra and Anivia ban? Soranova?
Something like Zyra is something we've seen played last night, especially in the Immunity Final, and she's kind of a niche pick. She has very strong AoE, and she's quite a strong laner as well, but of course you need a player who is strong with her, so I'd take that as a targeted ban. However, Anivia at the moment is quite a strong pick in mid. She's got that wall, she's got the stun, and she's just got that AoE damage to take people down.
And we do have Hecarim being picked up here with first pick, so I'd imagine that's Hecarim jungle, which is a strong pick at the moment. What do you think about Hecarim in the jungle as first pick?
So Hecarim is something with his initiation that can't really be countered unless it's something like a Sejuani. So she's also something after her rework that's actually a strong champion at the moment too. Something like Thresh would be able to counter the initiation of Hecarim with his AoE box. But obviously that's been banned out, so Hecarim's been a strong pick for them.
And good call by you. We do have the Sejuani being locked in there by Team Natural. So Sejuani after the remake, they feel that she's a bit stronger, and also Ezreal being picked in. I'd imagine as AD carry. I wouldn't imagine AP Ezreal in mid. So Ezreal being picked up in Sejuani, and now for CRUX, we've got Ryze being locked in for mid, and we've got Lulu being hovered over at the moment. So, Soranova, please tell us a little about Ryze.
So Ryze has got really strong AoE. Whenever Hecarim initiates, really, you'll get the fear, then you'll get the lockdown from Ryze, and he's something that's really strong in team fights. He has kind of a weak laning phase, but after he gets that catalyst, he can really start bullying the opponent out of the lane. With the Lulu too, Hecarim jumps in with his ultimate, and then you've got the Lulu initiate, and you've got the knock up, and it's just something that's really strong and puts the enemy team really out of position.
Yeah, Lulu's been quite popular recently. Her ult used as a survivability or an engaging even with the Hecarim. You can have a huge Hecarim in the middle of your team, or even to save Ryze or the AD carry. And we have Kha'Zix now being hovered over for Team Natural. He's a very strong champion. He's actually one that would be commonly banned, but he's slipped through. So we'll see whether he does get picked up here by Natural01. And as for the other pick, nothing so far, but Sona. So Sona Ezreal, real poke heavy comp down bot. If they do choose to lock that in, they got 2 seconds, and yes, that will be Kha'Zix, Sona. So two really strong champions at the moment, and bringing that crescendo to the table then for the team fights is really good as well. So we'll see what CRUX do in retaliation now.
Yeah, so both of those teams have really strong initiation. As I've said before, the Hecarim with the Lulu ult, and now you've got the Sejuani with her ultimate. She can lock down the whole team, or she could get that massive slow, and then Sona's just got the 2-second stun with her ultimate.
We've got Caitlyn being hovered over as well at the moment, so possibly a Caitlyn pick, and we're going to need to see a top laner, I'd imagine, unless that's Hecarim top lane, but I'd imagine that's Hecarim jungle. So waiting to see the top laner here. Renekton, another champ who's commonly banned, but slipped through, and yes, that will be a lock-in. So Renekton being played top lane for CRUX.
Yep, so at the moment you're seeing really strong champions come out from CRUX here. Caitlyn has such a great laning phase, and her team fighting is... She doesn't have the highest sustained damage out of all the AD carries, but she still does a really great job of doing what she does. and she's really safe in lane too, especially with a Lulu. Renekton, obviously one of the most top-picked top laners at the moment. His ultimate is basically a free fort pot when having a duel at level 6.
Absolutely right. And we've got, so now we do have the complete team for CRUX. We've got Hecarim, Lulu, Ryze, Caitlyn, and Renekton. So that will be the full team for them. And what do you think about that as an end game composition team?
Which one was that? Sorry, the Crux? Or...
Yeah, CRUX. So Hecarim, Lulu, Ryze, Caitlyn, and Renekton.
So they've definitely got the strong AoE comp happening. It's not like an actual perfect AoE comp, but it's something that can definitely shut down an AD carry, provided they get to the stage of being way too big. I mean, you've got the Renekton to jump in with the stun, you've got the Caitlyn that can attack from such a long range away, you've got the Ryze with his snare, obviously, and then you've got the Hecarim to peel off them, and the Lulu with the slow and the ultimate.
And in retaliation, Team Natural did pick up the Zac for top lane. So Anthrax will be playing on Zac against Renekton in top lane. And what do you think of Zac as a champion at the moment, and how do you think he's going to shape up against Renekton?
So Zac is a really strong pick at the moment. I think there were a couple of changes with him in the latest patch, though I'm not 100% sure what they are. All I know at the moment is that Zac is a really strong anti-bruiser at top lane. He's naturally tanky. He basically has a revive in his passive, and he's got really strong AoE presence with his knock-up and just how tanky he can get, even with just a Giant's Belt.
Yeah, he has developed as quite an annoying champion when I verse him. I do not like seeing Zac off top lanes or even in jungle, but Zac top lane means he will have that solo lane to get more XP and more gold. So I'd be imagining this here quite annoying Zac up top lane here. And what do you think then about Team Natural's composition of Sejuani, Zac, Ezreal, Sona, and Kha'Zix?
So at the moment, we do see a lot of Kha'Zix and Zed, both of them being really strong assassins at the moment. Kha'Zix snowballs really heavily. You just get one kill on a Kha'Zix, and then you know that you're just going to keep going through the game with consistent large amount of damage. So that's going to be really good, especially onto the Caitlyn. You have seen a pickup Cleanse here, which is quite a good pickup against this team with the amount of CC they're going to have with the Sejuani ult and the Sona ult. So it is a really strong AoE comp, and it's a really strong initiation comp, so I'm just really interested to see what they can do with it. With Ezreal and Kha'Zix being the really large damage dealing champions on Team Natural, it's going to be interesting to see what they can do with it.
Ezreal being the AD carry with the Arcane Shift, and he is running Flash and Barrier, should be alright in team fights, being able to live. But what do you think about Caitlyn? She's running Cleanse, which is going to help her, but do you think she's going to be able to get away from Sejuani and Zac and Kha'Zix, so you can easily dive in and get to her? Do you think that's going to be a problem for CRUX in this?
I do feel like it will be a little bit of a problem. Now, obviously, we're going to hope that Team Natural are going to be able to recognize that, hey, Caitlyn's used her net, so we're going to jump onto her, and she's only really going to have a cleanse to get away from that. And with the numerous amounts of CC that their team has, it's obviously going to be easy to jump onto her after she's gotten rid of the things that she can use, her mobility and her escapes, really.
A very popular lane switch against the Renekton actually has been seen in many games. Do you reckon we're going to see a lane switch in this game? So putting Zac down in 2v1 and Renekton 2v1, do you think that's a possibility at all?
I do feel like it will be. Now, Zac has the utility in a team fight. Even when he gets to level 6, he can just jump onto them. But I feel like Zac can be focused really heavily, opposed to a Renekton. I mean, Renekton's got a jump away, he's got the stun, and he's got his ultimate to make him tanky. Now, Zac doesn't really have that. He's got the passive, but once that passive's popped and he jumps into a team fight, not having very much gold and tankiness, it's going to be a very big problem.
What about invades? Do you think any team favours the invade at the moment for the level 1 fight?
I don't think we'll see an invade come out in this game. That's just my personal opinion. Both of the teams have relatively strong level 1s, and I don't think it'd be a wise choice unless they can execute it perfectly.
Have you had the privilege of seeing any of these two teams? I know I haven't actually. I haven't watched any of the previous games of this tournament, but have you had the privilege at all of seeing these two teams play? And if so, do you know their strengths and weaknesses at all?
I haven't actually been able to watch any of these teams, though as far as I'm aware, Team Natural are going into this grand final undefeated, where I think CRUX have played against this team once before, and they were the only team to defeat CRUX in the CGA ladder. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but that's just as far as I'm aware.
So it should be a good game, and bear with me here, sorry guys, and sorry Soren Nova, but I'm just having a bit of technical difficulties getting into the game, so bear with me here for 2 seconds, and Soren Nova, you're going to just have to lead for a bit and commentate on what's happening as I'm slowly getting into the game.
Yep, not a problem. So, as far as I'm aware, neither team wins the skin war. Both of them have, the equal amount of skins, so it's going to be an even fight here. So we do see a pause on the game going out here. Not too sure what's going on. I think one of the players might have a little bit of a ping issue.
It's alright, everyone's having technical difficulties. Oh, I can finally see the skins now. So what did we have for the skin battle? Dragon, Lulu, Rune, Awesome Neck, and Headless Hecarim. Ooh.
Alright, so the game has been unpaused now.
I'll be in 2 seconds. Sorry, Saranova.
Yep, that's fine. So we do see Lulu start with Fairy Charm, whereas the Sona has elected to pick in for more of a tournament play style. I think she's picked up numerous amounts of the Vision Wards and just some Sight Wards and some health potions, so she hasn't spent that extra gold on a Fairy Charm, so she's going to get her Philo Stone a little bit later, provided what happens in lane.
Now, it's interesting to see actually as well, after this recent patch, the Elixir, the price of Fortitude of Elixir going up by 100 in Kha'Zix, still picking that up. So interesting to see how because now that it is 350 gold, he's going to have to really make a play with that Elixir, as otherwise if he just doesn't get anything from it, he might find himself a little behind. And Ryze has actually picked up a cloth armor first, which is interesting. So it's going to be tough for that Kha'Zix to get the kill on Ryze. So smart play coming out from Ryze there, knowing that Kha'Zix is a very aggressive mid early on and can put out a lot of damage at level 2 with his leap and Q. So it'll be interesting to see how that lane unfolds.
Yeah, definitely it will be interesting. Though we see the Kha'Zix elect for the Fortitude Potion and the Health Potion. I mean, it's a pick that was kind of shunned upon by Riot. They actually tried to make the change for people not to pick that up as much. But obviously Kha'Zix is such a strong champion early game that with the Fortitude pot he might be able to pick up a kill on Ryze. However, the Cloth pot is going to set him down a bit.
And we do see here both junglers just picking up their blue buffs, so no real invade or anything happened, pretty standard. And we do see Renekton going up against Zac in that top lane, so everything's standard at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. We do see a little bit of a trade there with Renekton and Zac. Just Renekton getting down some poke damage on Zac. And obviously, Renekton is such a strong champion early game.
We do have Hecarim coming in here, and he's not going to be able to put out any more damage on Zac. Zac just retreating to his tower, and now bot lane we do have a bit of poke going on to Zona, so Zona going to half health, so she's going to have to sit back and pot up a little bit at the moment. Lulu continuously poking her, and Ezreal throwing out the Q but just missing, so bit of poke down, bit of damage happening in each lane at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. Just down in bot lane.
We do have the Ignite coming onto Renekton here. That was beautiful by Zac. He actually knocked, he stunned him for a little bit, and the tower actually was able to pick up the aggro onto him. We got Sejuani coming in now, and are they going to be able to get the Renekton kill? Falling 2 bars health. No, and Hecarim coming in now to save, and they're actually the counter gank. Will they be able to? They're focusing Sejuani. No, they've turned on to Zac. Zac got Ignite on him. Hecarim might be able to pick it, except for Zac's passive. Is Sejuani going to be able to stay around and help? No, she'll bail, and Zac will go down. Hecarim will pick up First Blood, and no, she's not. Oh, we do have that ghost coming out from Hecarim, and he could pick up the kill onto her. He's going into the tower dive, except for no, he's backed out. Renekton actually flashing in, gets the stun. He's eaten 2 minions. Oh no, he's eaten 2 tower shots and died. So Sejuani, good play from her there, picking up the kill onto Renekton.
Yeah, definitely it was a good play. It's just a matter of CRUX knowing their limitations, especially that Renekton flash into there to try and get the stun was definitely a bad move. Those 2 tower hits just took him over the line, and Sejuani was going to be able to pick up a kill.
There's just a bit of miscommunication there, because you actually saw Hecarim go in and then retreat, and then Renekton go in and then die. So a bit of miscommunication coming out there, but oh well. And down bot lane we do have Lulu falling to Kha'Zix, who'd come all the way from mid lane for that kill. So. And he didn't actually pop the Fortitude of Elixir for that, so he didn't need that. So he's got the early kill onto Lulu there, and so good work from Kha'Zix.
Yeah, so he's still been able to hold on to that Fortitude potion. Now Kha'Zix, he's farming relatively well, but the Rise is obviously ahead of him, though that 1 kill has set him quite a bit further forward now than Rise. The Fortitude potion, especially when Kha'Zix backs, he's going to be able to get that extra item onto Rise, and then with the Fortitude Potion, an engage is going to be really easy for him.
So once again, Renekton just playing a little too aggressive here, and Sejuani coming in, trying to get the damage down. Yes, gets the CC down onto Renekton, and now Renekton having a retreat, and he does not have flash at the moment, so he's dropping very low health, and will they be able to put out enough damage? He's actually turning, and he's stunned Sejuani, and that might give them enough time. No, Zac eating 2 tower shots and now chewing on that pot. And Sejuani going back in on Renekton, except for no, Renekton will just slice away.
Yeah, so there we saw Sejuani was able to, you know, get onto that Renekton a little bit more. She picked up a point in... she picked up an extra point in her Q, which, as far as I can remember...
And we do have actually here, we had Sejuani coming behind Zac and entering, except for what we had was we had the beautiful teleport in from Rise up to top lane to help Renekton, and actually turned it around and killed Zac. So beautiful work there by Rise, good communication, and as we saw Kha'Zix going down earlier and getting the kill onto Lulu, Rise is now responding by going up and getting that kill onto Zac. So good work there from them, and now we just got Sejuani under the tower trying to get that CS, and great work there by I got a mental blank on their name, sorry.
Team Natural.
That's the one, Team Natural.
Yep, so as I was saying before, the Sejuani had an extra point in her flail, and she was able to get a longer slow and more damage onto that Renekton, and he was able to stay in there a lot longer for Zac to get the damage, but obviously Zac was falling a bit too low during that time.
Now this is a little bit worrying for Zac. He's only on 13 CS and or 14 now. He's level 4 and he's gone back. He's got the cloth armor now. He's got the Doran's shield, so he's looking to just sustain at the moment. But Renekton's now got a 13 CS lead on him, and he's got 2 assist leads. So he's got that Kindle Gem, he's got that cloth armor. So starting to think that Zac's going to have a little bit of a hard time living from here on him down in top lane. And now as bot lane, we do see a fair bit of poke coming out from Sona and Ezreal, as always expected. And we do have over at blue, we do have Rise getting some damage onto Sejuani, except we have Kha'Zix now coming in, and will he be able to pick up the kill onto Rise? The damage is huge onto Rise, and yes, Rise will fall, and unfortunately, Renekton won't be able to do anything. He'll get out of there with very little health, and the blue secured for Kha'Zix there.
Definitely, it was a great counter initiation there by Team Natural. They were able to realize what was happening and that the members were in there on their blue, and they were able to just capitalize on that and get themselves a kill.
I think Team CRUX just got a little bit ambitious. They're a little bit overeager and tried to go in for that blue and didn't have enough wards down to properly see. They only had the one in the bush to the left of blue buff, and they didn't actually have proper vision, and I think that just caught him out a little bit because Rise actually going down for it. So he's been at base, and he's picked up a Seeker's Arm Guard, and he's got a Tear, so he's now getting those items. Kha'Zix as well, just picking up the Tears. He chose to go Brutalizer first, but now he's picked up the Tears. He still has that Elixir, so he's still keeping that in his back pocket. Now we do have the blue being secured there for Rise, and so Rise and Kha'Zix both will meet up again with blue buff. So in mid lane, so we'll see how that goes. And we do have Hecarim coming up here for the gank onto Zac, except for it is Ward, and and Zac will be able to bow quite easily with the jump, so good warding there.
Yeah, Zac's a very slippery champion. It's very hard to get a gank on him if he has the early awareness there. Though, at the moment, I think Renekton has... Well, he did have quite a big lead on him there with the 2 assists, but Zac's slowly catching up in farm, and Zac is someone that, like, without items, he does okay, but with items...
Oh, sorry, and in mid lane we do have Rise actually flashing as well as Calix leaping over the wall, except for Rise will catch it, and Kha'Zix is actually going in here for the kill on Rise and will pick it up, except for Hecarim will then get the shutdown onto Kha'Zix. So, very nice timing there by Kha'Zix, and down top lane, sorry, I just missed the Sejuani, and down bot lane as well. So kills all over the map at the moment. So Sejuani picking up the kill on Renekton, and down bot lane we had the kill onto Ezreal from Caitlyn, I believe it was. Yes.
So both of the junglers in either team are doing quite a bit of work here. Both AD carries as well. Caitlyn has a bit of a lead because she has that 1 kill, and obviously Kha'Zix coming down for Team Natural and being able to get that kill that should have been given to Ezreal to make the lanes a little bit even. Now we do see CRUX crew here going for the early dragon, and Team Natural doesn't have any vision on that at all, so they're just going to be able to pick up a dragon for free.
10-minute dragon there, so good pick up of them, and good awareness actually, seeing that the Ezreal was down and in mid Kha'Zix was down, so they went in and got it there, and they had the security of Hecarim's smite, whereas they knew Sejuani was just top lane killing Renekton, so really good map awareness and plays coming out of CRUX there, and that will tip the gold lead in their favour. It's an 1100 gold lead, even knowing the deaths are actually in favour of the other team.
Yeah, definitely. It proves to show what securing map objectives can do. Dragon and Baron are such an important thing in this game, and taking the towers, that it can chuck your team ahead even if you aren't doing too well with kills, ganks, and laning.
We do have Renekton once again pushing up top lane, and now in mid lane we have, oh wow, we have 4 people coming in onto Kha'Zix, except for Kha'Zix being able to just leap over that wall, so good play from Kha'Zix there, and making sure he's just not going to get caught out. And now we do have, while that's happened actually, while 4 in mid, Sona and Ezreal are actually getting really good damage onto the tower. It will drop down to 331 health, except for they will back off, they won't get it. Hecarim coming in now, seen by the ward, so unfortunately they will not be able to get the gank onto Ezreal or Sona, so really smart play from them, really good map awareness.
Yeah, definitely. We do see a bit of an engagement going on there top, just Renekton putting a bit of damage onto Zac, but obviously, as I was saying before, Zac scales so well.
Now we
with
do
items.
have Kha'Zix coming up here from top lane, from mid lane, and he'll be able to pick up the kill onto Renekton. Renekton actually walking and face checking into that one, so a bit unfortunate from Renekton there, and really great work by Zac. And this is such an aggressive game at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. It does seem like a very aggressive game.
Beautiful ult coming in from there, crescendo from the Sona, and then followed up by the Sejuani ult. Ezreal coming in, being able to pick up the kill onto Caitlyn. Will they be able to get the kill onto Lulu? Yes, she did pop that growth onto herself, except for not enough, and Sona will actually pick up that kill. So beautiful work there from Sejuani, being able to sneak into that bottom bush, and then great initiation by Sona, getting the crescendo down.
Definitely. Lane ganks are something that are really effective if the other team doesn't have the bushes warded, and that's why when I'm playing games, it's always what I recommend doing. Now, Sejuani, as I said in Champion Select, her Glacial Prison being chucked down there, and then the Sona ult coming out, it's such a long stun for Ezreal to be able to chuck down a lot of damage onto that team.
So with those deaths down bot lane, actually, they do swing the gold lead almost 2k in favor of them. And now Sejuani 203 at the moment. She's got that Spirit of the Ancient Golem, so she's quite naturally tanky at the moment. She's got those boots of mobility. She's actually picking up a Vision Ward at the moment, so you might see that go down near Dragon, ready for the next Dragon just to grant vision. Zach022, he's actually been able to come back pretty good. He's actually caught up with CS to Renekton. Renekton picking up that locket first, of course. Actually, that's pretty interesting instead of the Sunfire Cape. What are your thoughts on picking up a locket on Renekton first?
Well, I feel like they're probably trying to get their Hecarim a lot more tanky. Now, if the Hecarim were to go for something like the Locket, he'd only be getting it for... well, basically he'd be getting it for everything, but they want him to be more of a tanky initiator more so than someone that's a support tank. Now, I don't think we're gonna see Hecarim get anything like an Aegis or the Locket, but we'll just see him building pure tank.
And now we do see the Sheen on the Ezreal now. He's got 100 CS, he's got his kill. You see the Spirit of the Outer Lizard on him as well. He's got the Doran's Blade. Whereas his counterpart, Caitlyn, has the BF sword, got the Berserker Reaves, got a pickaxe, so she's working towards that Triforce, I'd imagine. Not Triforce, sorry, the Infinity Edge, I'd imagine. We've got actually Zac initiating here onto Renekton, and as you said, just Zac being an annoying self, living and tanking. We do have Hecarim actually sneaking into the bottom bush, and we got Sejuani coming here as well, so this will be a 2-on-2 fight, and at the moment, Zac hits bounce around, will be putting a lot of damage out. Sejuani sitting in the middle, beautiful Sejol, CCing them, and they do pick up the kill onto Renekton. Ignite going down onto Zac, except they will not be able to get him, and now they should be able to pick up the kill onto Hecarim. Yes, beautiful work there by Zac and Sejuani.
We did see a bit of an engagement there at bot. Rise going down for Crux crew, and that Caitlyn ult not being able to kill the... Wait, actually. No, the Caitlyn ult did a lot of damage to the Sona, and then Rise was just able to come in and pick up the kill. I think there was a bit of a lack of communication there.
We do have Rise actually falling in mid lane, just sticking around a little too long.
Yeah, definitely. So, something that's been really popularized lately is, I think, one of the builds that Ezreal may be going for. Now, I'm not 100% sure if he's going for it yet, but it's something that we have seen built lately. He's going for the Spirit of the Elder Lizard, a Sheen, and then he might be going for a Tira the Goddess, and the... I'm just trying to remember the name of the item. The Frozen Fist.
Earthbound Gauntlet.
That's the one. So it's a blue build, essentially what it's been called lately. And it allows Ezreal to basically spam his abilities, which is something that's needed. He can kite really, really well in team fights, and that's what Ezreal's kit was built for, really.
Well, with that passive actually from the Spirit of the Outer Lizard, it would also mean the True Shot Barrage, his ulti, would actually be able to wipe out lines of minions, so it actually helped for clearing as well. Now, we do see the Dragon being started up here by CRUX, except for... Team Natural, except for... I don't think it's going to be contested, no, so you're only picking it up with the Smite, so not contested there, unfortunately. Renekton wasn't down in time, and Hecarim, Rise, Lulu, and Caitlyn just did not have the confidence then to go in and contest it.
Yeah, so it is unfortunate to see that CRUX feel as though they're in a state where they can't contest with them for objectives at the moment. It seems to me like their team is a bit spread out at the moment, and that Team Natural seem to have a little bit more communication and gathering at the moment than CRUX do. They're able to get those objectives, they're able to be together, and they're able to secure those kills, which is what has gotten them a 3.5k gold lead at the moment.
And while they were actually taking the dragon, we also had Zach pushing top lane out a fair bit. So really good map awareness from him to be able to do that. Almost got caught out there, except for him just being able to jump over the walls easily. Easily got the escape, and now we do have Renekton pushing in on that top, and we do have Kha'Zix and Zach going top now. Except for Renekton knowing this. Will he be able to get away from this? Kha'Zix cutting through as well. He's the Renekton trying to be in the wrong place. Kha'Zix coming up, and he's going to face check into the bush here and eat a Kha'Zix Q and W. And I would not imagine, unless he slices and dices over the wall, we'll see the leap, yes. And we do see the flash coming out from Renekton. Except for Kha'Zix now flashing as well, getting the Q, getting the W. Will it be enough? Renekton popping the ulti. Except for I would imagine he would go down. And unfortunately, they're not being able to get away there. And just, yeah, lack of wards and a bit of lack of map awareness there from Renekton.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just a lack of map awareness. And the Hecarim, he was in base, but as far as I'm aware, he was doing some things. Now, if they had communicated that a little bit better, we could have seen a follow-up from Hecarim there, and they might have been able to chunk a bit more damage onto that Kha'Zix and the Zac and potentially shut them down, provided that Ryze met them up there as well.
So Zach actually coming out of the lane quite strong. He's now got his Sunfire cape. He's got that tankiness, and Renekton, unfortunately, 0-5 at the moment, just finding it really hard to live at the moment. I think it's a bit of almost a lack of warding for him. He's been caught out numerous times. Now that top tower is pushed, it's allowed Kha'Zix to come up and Zach to go really deep for the kills, and they've been able to get them onto him. So he needs to start playing a little bit more passively and a little bit more carefully if he wants to really come back in this game.
Exactly. So it was what I was saying earlier in Champions Select 2, is that Zac is an anti-bruiser. Now, with a few items and his initiation, especially if the jungler or the mid lane comes up, he's able to initiate and hold them there until someone's able to secure those kills. Zac himself not doing too much damage, but he definitely does enough to be able to do that burst and then for someone to be able to follow up and get that kill. We did see Team Natural there shove mid lane when they knew that CRUX were taking the blue buff. We do see that ward there, obviously, from Team Natural that gives them that vision.
Oh, and unfortunately we do have Sejuani DCing there, so we will have a temporary pause in the game until she's able to get back in. And she's reconnected, so hopefully we'll be back. Sorry for this interruption, guys.
So I'll just take the time while this game's paused to mention what is being won here by the teams that take this final. So the first place is going to be $100, and they're going to take home 5 mechanical keyboards, 1 for each player, obviously. And then the second place is going to be able to take out $75 and then $10 of Riot points each.
Now, so this will give us a brief time to just talk about items quickly. So, please run us through. Who do you want to go first? Do we want to go Team Natural or CRUX first? What are you feeling?
We'll just go through the items that Team Natural's picked up, I guess.
Yep. So on Sejuani now we've got the Aegis of the Legion. We do have that Spirit of the Ancient Golem, so she's quite tanky. She's got the mobility boots, so she's actually, I think she's been playing terrifically at the moment, and we do have the game back in action here, and so it'll be good. And also, just quickly finish off then the items on Zac. Now we do have the Sunfire Cape. We got the Ninja Tubs. He's got the Kindle Gem, so he's finding his tankiness as well. Ezreal, as we talked about, it's got that blue build going, the Icebound Gauntlet. Now he's got completed in the Spirit of the Elder Lizard. Sona with Ruby Sightstone, and up top lane actually quickly we've just got Renekton once again being caught out a little bit here, and we do have Kha'Zix and Zac coming on and the Ignite will just end him. So Kha'Zix and Zac once again just catching Renekton out. And unfortunately, that's what we were talking about. And also, this will lead to now Sejuani coming in and putting a lot of pressure on that top tower. Rise and Hecarim are near, but I don't think they're going to be able to save it. No, it will go down. So extending that gold lead out to now about just 5k now. So really nice work by them.
Yeah, definitely. So it's interesting to see that Sona's actually opted in to get a Ruby Sightstone before she's finishing off any items. Now, bot lane's been playing very, very passively. They actually haven't gotten many kills or assists at the moment, so Sona is actually lacking in gold at the moment. We do see that exhaust go down from Sona onto the Caitlyn, but obviously Ezreal a bit too low to be able to follow up on that, especially under a tower.
And actually, interesting, Sona doesn't have a beautiful play there as well from Renekton, actually leaping down and getting the kill onto Caitlyn. And the True Shot Barrage coming in won't be able to pick up the Lulu kill, and now Kha'Zix getting snared from Ryze, and Ryze picking up the kill onto Kha'Zix. So just a little bit of overextending there from Kha'Zix, and unfortunately wasn't able to keep away. And now we do have the chase onto Ezreal and Sona here. Ezreal blowing the flash, Hecarim blowing his ulti, and I think he'll be able to pick it up with his speed onto the Ezreal. Ezreal using the last bit of mana to Arcane Shift, and I don't think that will be enough. Yes, he's trying to juke him in the bush. Sejuani and Sona actually coming in here trying to save Sejuani, except for the flash from Ryze will make sure to get kill onto Ezreal there. And oh wow, we do have a pause coming in just as Zac and the team fight just started to heat up a little bit. So sorry again, guys, and we'll surely this won't be long.
So at the moment, for CRUX Crew, we already see that early locket coming out, but from what we can see on Team Natural, as they've actually opted in for a late locket, Sona obviously having that Kindle Gem and Cloth Armor, indicating that she's going to be building a locket. Though Kindle Gem is a very versatile item at the moment. I'll let you continue with this team fight.
So we do have the ignition. We do have Zac picking up the kill onto Ryze here, and now we got Sona running away with no help. The Slice and Dice coming out of Renekton onto the Sona will be able to pick up the kill. Now we do have Hecarim trying to get away from the Sejuani and Zac, except for just too much CC. And now they'll turn, and will they chase Renekton? No, they're going to let Renekton get away with the Sona kill. So a 2-for-2 trade there.
Yep. So that's what I was saying before, is that Zac and Sejuani are just able to control a team fight the way they want it to be held. We do see Renekton coming in there, obviously, but Zac just being able to ult out with that knock-up onto Renekton, onto Lulu, and they can't do anything about it.
It was good work from Lulu there, actually. She came in and was able to get the CC onto Zac there, and then Renekton coming in from the top of Dragon, actually. As well as the ace in the hole from Caitlyn, actually putting pressure onto Zac, and he actually had to use Let's Bounce to get out of that one. So actually good map awareness there from CRUX, and unfortunately Zac able to get away, so they're not going to be able to pick up the kill onto them. And we do have the True Shot Barrage coming in, and did it actually still? No, Caitlyn got the red buff, so nice attempt there from Ezreal, but not quite.
So if you just want to take a second, or, well, it was more relevant a couple of minutes ago when the wards hadn't expired, but Team Natural has such dominant lead in wards. They've got CRUX Crew completely mapped out as to where they are on the map. They know exactly where they are in their jungle, and provided their excellent, teamwork, they were able to secure kills. And that's what's getting them through this game at the moment.
Now we do have a dive coming in onto Lulu here from Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix being able to get away. Ryze teleporting in, the crescendo coming down onto Ryze as he hits that teleport. Kha'Zix actually being able to kill Caitlyn as well, and he's actually double leaped over the wall, except we do have the chase from Renekton onto him. Meanwhile, we do have Ezreal and Sona getting away, and will they be able to pick up the kill onto Kha'Zix here? Hecarim and Renekton chasing, and yes, the AoE will come down, and we do have Ryze also picking up the kill onto Zac. So a bit of a spread out team fight there, actually initiated with Kha'Zix diving in onto Lulu there, and then being able to pick up the kill. And we still have the chase, actually. Renekton being able to come in, blows the flash, blows the slice onto Sona. Sona and a little bit in trouble. So Ryze will pick up the kill onto Sona. So in the end, a 3-for-2 trade there. So good work by CRUX there, and able to pull that gold lead a little bit closer, but at the moment it still sticks at around 5k. So Good work there, and a little bit of overextending there from Kha'Zix. He's now 9-3, 9-3-1. He's got that Bloodthirst, he's got that Brutalize, he's got the Merc Treads, and he's got the Tear. So he is quite strong at the moment, but he has to make sure not to get a little too ambitious and a little bit zealous and go in and almost bait his team in, because that trade did not work out in their favor at all for them.
No, it didn't at all, and that's what we can see, is that if CRUX gets the teamwork together, there isn't that much of a lead for Team Natural that they can't bring this game back for themselves. Now, Rise is such a great team fighter. We saw him there, obviously, doing work on that team, picking up three of the kills that CRUX was obviously able to get in that fight. Now, Team Natural have the lead, but they really need to know how to control this lead for the game to go in their favor.
Now we do have in the middle tower here, we do have a bit of a siege from Team Natural, just putting a bit of damage down. We have Zach actually waiting behind the tram. He might initiate here, except for no, they're just going to back out. Ezreal eating a bit of poke, throwing some himself, but no, they're just going to back out. And will they re-engage here under the tower with this new minion line?
I feel like with the 5 members of CRUX crew there, that Team Natural really can't push. They just need to back off, go back to their lanes, and, you know, take a couple of the buffs that are still sitting around on the map. Obviously, the red buff on Team Natural's side of the map, and Kha'Zix being caught out there a little bit. We
do have the Rise actually flashing in, and they will be able to pick up the kill onto Kha'Zix. I think that was Rise's Ignite, and now we do have the Crescendo, beautiful. We've got Wild Growth onto Renekton here. Ezreal being able to get the kill onto Renekton. Caitlyn chasing Ezreal, except for Ezreal just being able to get away with a little bit of help. We have Kha'Zix falling as well. Now we do have Sejuani, Zach, and Sona picking up the kill onto Caitlyn there. So a 3-for-1 then. So that is not what they needed. And I don't know how, but Kha'Zix actually managed to stay alive there. He got caught out with the Rise actually flashed over the wall, caught him with the snare, but he was able to just, I think he leaped away and used his ultimate, I think, just to be able to survive that little bit longer, and that's what was able to give Sejuani, Ezreal, Sona, and Zach that time to come in and actually pick that up. So great teamwork there from Team Natural, and that will now not only lead to mid tower going down as well, but the middle inhibitor as well. So great work there from them, and we do see now Kha'Zix 9-4, Zach 4-3, Sejuani still is 3-0-10 without the kill, Sona 2-3-1, and Ezreal 3-2-6.
So what we can see from the game so far is that CRUX have a great team fighting ability when they're spread out. Now, that was a great initiative on their behalf to obviously try and catch out that Kha'Zix. He was out of place, but I feel like they didn't pick that team fight very well. It was almost a bad move for them. Team Natural have such a great AoE comp in a small, tight space. Now, all of CRUX was basically shoved into where Wolves is on the map. And then Sejuani chucks down her Glacial Prison. You've got the Let's Bounce from Zach. And then you've got, obviously, the AoE Crescendo. And then you've just got Ezreal to kite and kite and kite.
It was a bit of bad placement, yes. And now we do actually see Kha'Zix once again, little overzealous, and we do have the Hecarim ult coming down onto Kha'Zix and onto Sejuani. We have Rise putting down DPS onto Sejuani, but her being just so naturally tanky, able to withstand it. Hecarim actually falling quite low now. We do have Ezreal and Sona coming in as well, and we do see Rise being able to pick up the kill onto Zach as his passive isn't down. We also got Renekton falling down to Ezreal, and we've got Kha'Zix actually leaping in as well, and Sona picking up the kill onto Rise. Hecarim being able to escape, very little health at the moment. And once again, a 2-for-1 and not a good trade there for CRUX. A better trade for Team Natural. We actually do have Kha'Zix actually diving here. Will he be able to pick up the Lulu? Unfortunately, no one is here to help. You'd have the Essence Barrage coming in, the Ezreal ult coming in, not being able to pick up the kill. And actually, Lulu will pick up the kill onto Sona. Sona just kind of got a little bit caught out there under the tower and eating a couple too many tower shots. And now Kha'Zix should be able to just leap over the wall, yes, and get away.
I think that might have been a weird call on Team Natural's behalf as to what Kha'Zix wanted to do there, and Sona just eating those tower shots, and then obviously the Glitter Lance coming out from Lulu and being able to do the damage.
A little bit of miscommunication there, yeah.
As for that team fight, superior positioning from Team Natural coming out. The Ezreal, the Kha'Zix, the Sona, none of them really got caught out, and Zac and Sejuani obviously on the front line there for them. Just being able to peel for them and not letting them get to Ezreal and Sona and Kha'Zix and just deal their damage.
Well, a big problem for that, for CRUX, there was Ryze. Ryze actually put down a lot of his abilities and a lot of his damage onto Sejuani, and Sejuani having that Spirit of the Ancient Golem, as well as the Runic Bulwark, and now the Giant's Belt. She was able to eat that damage, which meant Ryze wasn't then able to put that damage down onto Kha'Zix or onto Ezreal, which just gave them a bit more flexibility.
Yeah, definitely. Now, we do see Lulu on CRUX crew, played by Fried Chickens, is just starting to pick up an Aegis of the Legion now. Especially in team fights, that's something that is very crucial, and Runic Bulwarks is just something that can do great wonders for the team. Auras are something that are really great this season, and it's something that needs to be recognized. Now, obviously, we will see Team Natural. Obviously, they know that CRUX are coming through, and they're obviously going to back off this Baron. They were trying to pick it up, but obviously there was a bit of knowledge there.
And now we do have the engagement coming in here from Zac. He pops a Let's Bounce, and now a lot of damage coming out. Ryze actually having to flash over the wall. Kha'Zix now leaping, getting the kill onto... actually, no, Ezreal picking up the kill onto Ryze, and we do have Renekton falling as well. Ezreal being able to pick up the double kill, and now we do have a 5-man Team Natural team, and we do have them engaging here, diving in onto Caitlyn. Lulu coming in as well, actually trying to save it. Unfortunately, Zac will go down, except for his passives is there. Kha'Zix being able to pick up the kill onto Lulu. And is Zac actually going to live here? He's going to be able to live, get back up with his passive. And now we do have damage coming down here onto the main inhibitor.
Yeah, definitely. With Renekton and Ryze being up in 15 seconds, we are seeing Team Natural be a little bit more cautious there. Obviously, the Hecarim with the Initiate can't quite get that damage down on Kha'Zix.
So many low members here from Team Natural, and I don't know whether they're actually going to have the HP away to stay here. We do have all 5 members so low, you could just imagine someone coming in and picking up a pentakill. We do actually Ryze catching out Kha'Zix, and he will be able to kill him with the Q. So the middle inhibitor will not go down, except for top tower and top inhibitor has gone down for CRUX. So how do you think they can come back from this?
Okay, so Team Natural have a 10k gold advantage at the moment. They've also got 8 towers on CRUX. Now they've got 12 kills, but I'm not sure that if CRUX crew even got the towers down, that they'd be able to bring this back. Obviously, all it takes is one bad Baron fight for Team Natural. They're going to be able to get aced, and then CRUX crew might be able to get an inhibitor, though it's going to take them a very long time. The only tower they've claimed is on bottom lane, and most of this game is revolving around the mid and top lanes. So it's not going to do them great justice for that at all.
Now we do see here Natural being able to pick up the Baron. I would... Yeah, this will be an uncontested Baron. Unfortunately for CRUX, they just don't have the vision, and as well as the pressure coming in from the super minions from top lane, as well as that unprotected mid lane inhibitor sitting there. So Sejuani will smite Baron, and they will be able to get that. And now I'd imagine here comes the final push from Natural. And to be honest, I don't see a way that they could hold this. They've just got to hope for a really good team fight, and they've got to make sure just to focus that Ezreal and focus the Kha'Zix, and not let Kha'Zix be able to get away and leap around and get those resets that he wants. And they've also got to be able to get to Ezreal, which we talked about in the in Champions Select that had a bit of trouble. We do have the engage coming in here from Zach. He's the beautiful ult from coming in from Ezreal, dropping Caitlyn to low health. Caitlyn kiting as best as she can. We do have Hecarim here in the middle, except for we have now Zach re-initiating onto the team. The Sedgwick coming down, and they will be able to pick up the kill onto Hecarim. And now Will Renekton, no, he'll be able to get back to the Nexus. He'll be able to live. Ryze actually putting a lot of damage down, except for not enough. We do have the Ace in the Hole coming in onto Ezreal here. He does have that GA, and he will actually use the Arcane Shift to get away there. And we do have Renekton actually re-initiating the stun onto Kha'Zix. Now the Ryze snare, and Kha'Zix once again just being able to leap away again. Ryze now dropping the low health. The Ignite is onto him. Ezreal being able to come back in and pick up the kill. Renekton now being kited by L4, and unfortunately he will not be able to get the kill. Caitlyn actually getting the kill onto Sona there. And now the Nexus is open, and I could not imagine them holding. We do have Kha'Zix now dropping very low health. Actually, Caitlyn being able to pick up 2 kills. Will they be able to pick up Ezreal? They've popped the GA, and now Zach actually coming back and putting a lot of damage onto Caitlyn. Barry is having a big pop, actually, and she will go down. And I'd imagine Lulu, oh, beautiful ult there from Ezreal, being able to pick up that kill onto Lulu. And GG, Team Natural will take the first game in this series over CRUX.
That was an excellent game to watch. Now, especially in that last team fight, we were talking about how CRUX could come back, but Sejuani, champion that has just never died in this game, and Zach obviously being so tanky with those items, Ezreal having the GA, there's no way that they're going to be able to take down that carry, and we did see him pick up a double kill there even after his Guardian Angel was popped.
So the first game in the series going to Natural. Good work from them. I felt just overall they were just able to outplay and outsmart CRUX in that game. They're just their vision, their team strategies, and not only that, I think their just composition overall really just paid dividends, and so they're able to pick up the first win of this best of 3, I believe.
Yeah, awesome work there, guys. That was actually a really good game from Team Natural. You saw the wards were better. They were down on CS, but they were up in gold. All those towers, all those kills, and Sejuani ults. I think I can take a leaf out of her book that game. Legitimately, some great ults, saving them up until the right moment. So, ladies and gents, that is game 1 of this best of 3 series in our CGA Grand Final between Team Natural 01 and CRUX Crew. We'll be back in just a moment with game 2 even in this best of 3 series. So don't go anywhere, guys.
Set so free, I'm where I want to be to get the best of me. Too long. Can you feel it? 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 Much too long, I feel it coming on, the feelings in my bones. It's been much too long, I feel it coming on, the feelings getting strong. It's been much too long, I feel it coming on, the feelings in my bones. Too long. Can you feel it? Too long. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Too long. Can you feel it? At last, the long wait is over. The weight is off my shoulders. I'm taking all control, yeah. My mind is set so free. I'm where I want to be to get the best of me. Too long. Can you feel it? Too long. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Too long. 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 Can you feel it? Can you feel you need it. I need it too. Well, alright. You need it.
Alrighty guys and girls, as you can probably see, we are here into Champion Select for Match 2 of this CGA Grand Final on the cybergamer.com.au League of Legends ladder between CRUX crew and Team Natural01. Team Natural have taken out the first game, and we're going to swap it up with our casters for this next match. So guys, we will have Lord Fries, and he's going to be accompanied by Flame Wells for this match. So Lord Fries, if you want to take it away with Champ Select, off you go, bud.
Howdy guys, thanks for having me again back for Game 2. Game 1 was really interesting and can't wait to see what Game 2 has for us in store. And as we do see CRUX and Team Natural putting down their bans, we do see Rumble, Kha'Zix, Diana coming out for CRUX. Kha'Zix being banned specifically, actually, and Flame Wells. Could you talk about that Kha'Zix ban and how he was actually utilised last game for us?
Well, Kha'Zix just really got snowballed very early on, and that's just one of the champs you really can't afford to give a snowball to. But notably, Shen and Thresh both got through the bans this time, and Team Natural01 pick up Shen right away with first pick.
Yep, we do have the Shen getting through. He was banned in the first game, but instantly picked up here by Team Natural for the second game, and they've actually hovered over TF here. And yes, they've locked him in, which is exactly what I was expecting, because now we do have Shen and TF, that global ult that is a huge threat, and we'll see how CRUX respond to this. They're hovering over Lissandra, the new champion, and Vladimir at the moment, so they already have that Nasus, which I'd imagine would be a Nasus jungle, as he's most commonly put at the moment, and Thresh clearly going to go into support unless we see some crazy play where Thresh goes mid, but I doubt it. But so we do have Vladimir and Lissandra here, and at the moment I'm a little bit worried about this Shen TF. Flame, could you just talk about how they're going to have to deal with the Shen and TF?
Well, Shen and TF are just going to offer you that double global presence. Shen with the standing nod, once he hits 6, is going to be able to teleport to someone else every 3 minutes, and then even quicker as time goes on. And TF with its Destiny about halfway across the map, that just gives you a really potent double gank that's going to come out of Team Natural. I am a bit surprised that Team CRUX allowed them to get both Shen and TF. It's something that's usually a big no-no on the pro scene. And it's usually something that you counter with at least one global champ of your own. I've noticed they haven't taken something like Nocturne or Karthus, so Team Natural's early ganking is going to be very potent once they hit 6.
Absolutely, and I'd like to point out, last game Team Natural with Kha'Zix had such a roaming presence, and for CRUX to allow them to pick up Shen and TF in this game, I'm a little bit worried, because Ryze was in mid against Kha'Zix, and Ryze did a great job in roaming and being able to pick up his kills, but he just allowed Kha'Zix to do it a little bit more frequently and a little bit better. And just able to kind of out-roam Ryze, as Ryze is a very strong laner, whereas he falls off a little bit with roaming. He's not the quickest champion around the map, but for Shen and TF to be picked up, CRUX are really going to have to not allow that roam game to happen as they did last game. They're really, we saw Renekton up top lane not warding, and his tower being pushed, and it led to Zac and Kha'Zix being able to almost camp him for kills. So they're really going to have to step it up this game, but they might not get the chance to play Renekton, as Natural here have got Leona locked in, and that is a Renekton locked in as well. So they will pick up the Renekton for this game, and Renekton, Leona, and MF. You're also now seeing a fair bit of team comp come in terms of AoE and team fight with that bullet time and with the Renekton ult, as well as the CC from Leona. And for CRUX, in response, they picked up the Vayne as their last pick. So Flame, could you just talk to us a little bit about the Vayne pickup?
I'm honestly somewhat surprised, because Vayne is something that you'd usually pick in a very solid Protect the Vayne combo. Now, I do see a lot of counter engage in the CRUX lineup, but I'm not that convinced, because Natural have so much all-in going on. You've got Shen with his Taunt, you've got Renekton with his Slice and Dice, Leona with Solar Flare and Zenith Blade, and you've got Twisted Fate with Destiny in the gold card, and Misfortune coming on top of that with Bullet Time. I'm just concerned as to whether CRUX are going to have enough tools to be able to counter all of that. Because, you're going to have Nasus with a Lissandra with a considerable CC, Thresh with the box and the Death Senses and Flay, Vladimir doing his pull and his hemorrhage. I'm just still not convinced that that's enough to protect Vayne. I personally might have liked something a bit safer like an Ezreal, but the way that Crux's lineup is going, they do need damage. I don't like the state of their damage without Vayne late game, so it's a necessity, but I'm just concerned whether Vayne's going to be able to survive long enough.
Vayne is a hyper carry in her build and in her skill set, and as well as her scaling, and they've picked it as so they end game they will hopefully be able to have her bring the damage. But the problem is as you've already stated, I don't see much protection for her, and they're really going to need to be able to lock down that TF and MF to help that Vayne live. But the problem, I'm just seeing a big problem in terms of the initiation onto Vayne, and her survivability is a bit in question here. But I don't know. I've seen, as we were all saying, double lift on Vayne, one of the American AD carries. He's terrific with her and almost looks as if he could 1v5 a team with his Vayne. So I think it also will come up to the actual player skill here as well, in terms of if he's able to use that tumble right, use the ult right, get in position, and make sure he's not in a vulnerable location where he can get picked off.
I do agree, but I think what's going in Natural's favour is just how much pure CC they have. With Standing 9 and 12 coming out of Shen, Gold Card coming out of Twisted Fate, Slice and Dice and Stun coming out of Renekton, Double CC coming out of Leona. The majority of the CC in Team CRUX is going to be coming out of Empty's Lissandra. I mean, Nasus Wither isn't a true CC, it's more a hindrance than anything else. Vladimir really isn't much in the way of CC either. Thresh is going to be their other big source of CC with the box and Flay, and potentially Death Sense as well. But there is a problem in itself. Thresh against Leona is one of the harshest matchups for Thresh, because Leona, everything that Thresh tries to do, Leona is very much, well, you're kind of getting me to do what I want to do, so I don't see this being that good a time for CRUX. I think they picked certain roles too early and allowed Natural to be able to counter them very well.
Now let's also talk about Lissandra, the new champion, as some of the viewers may already know her quite well, and some might not. So for those that don't know, could you just run us through what you think of her as a champion at the moment, Flamewells, and how she is going to affect this team, not only in the laning phase, but as well as a team fighting phase?
Sure. Well, Lissandra offers several different disables. I mean, with her Q, you get a lot of consistent spam coming out every few seconds. Her ultimate is a very capable AoE slow, also gives her a Zonya-like effect as well, so there's multiple ways that she can use that. She's probably the most potent form of CC, and I think that if CRUX are going to have a chance, they're going to be relying heavily on Pempty to land those and snare multiple targets, because if they don't, Team Natural have several champions that are able to do that themselves.
I've had the privilege of actually seeing a few professional players play Lissandra recently and kind of tweak with her builds and tweak with her play style. And one of the most dominant I've seen is Soaz from Fnatic, I believe. He's been playing in top lane, although he does admit she's more so of an AP mid, which I'd imagine would see Vladimir going top and Lissandra mid lane, but don't know yet. But he builds her haunting guys, almost AP tankish, but with a lot of has a lot of damage as well. And he's playing her in a very unique play style where she can be so defensive in at one point in the game and instantly switch and instantly be able to and turn on that damage and really put out a lot for her team. And it's going to be really interesting to see Pempty on this Lysandra and how he builds her and how he plays her in her playstyle. As every new champ, everyone's got to get used to and kind of figure out what they think is the best for her. So it'll be interesting at the moment. And Flame Wheels, do you reckon we're going to see any invades coming out from either teams here?
If we were to, I'd say it'd come out of Team Natural because there's a lot more potential that they've got there. Because you've got a melee stun coming out of Leona that you can do at level 1, Twisted Fate could have his gold card, and Shen could go Taunt, but that is a bit of a detriment to Shen's jungle clearing. So if they are going to go for it, they're going to have to make sure that they do get something, because Shen being stuck at level 1 with Taunt and not having anything to show for it is very detrimental to his clear time. He really needs to get to level 3 ASAP in order to be able to show any form of ganking. And notably, just as we've now gotten into the game, both Twisted Fate and Lysandra have teleport, so TF has made a bold statement. I'm going to go in for ganking well before level 6, and Lysandra has also said, well, I'm going to have to do it as well, otherwise we just might be blown out of the water early.
And that was actually really lucky positioning from Nasus there. He was waiting in the bush, not at the blue bush actually, but the bush just behind it. And Natural came in, and TF had his gold cut up, and the team were ready to actually pounce in, except for, unfortunately, there was no one there. So they're actually going to be able to take away the wolves from CRUX, as well as give Shen his blue. And as we see in response, CRUX are actually going to just start red off for Nasus. We do see a lane switch here. We see Thresh Vayne going up top against Renekton, which is what we talked about but didn't happen earlier. We've actually got a lot of damage coming onto Nasus here. He's going to have to smite that red if he wants to live. So this is actually putting Nasus a decent amount behind. Shen being able to pick up that blue. They've also, which is also another really important thing, is they've also been able to get the ward inside the jungle here of CRUX. So they've actually been able to put them down now. Shen going to his red buff. So the early invade did pay off. They weren't able to get first blood, but they are able to take away Nasus's blue.
That's important. Nasus definitely needs that blue to be able to clear, because his Spirit Fire does take a considerable amount of mana, and he needs to spam that early. So that's a good pickup for Team Natural. That's exactly what you need to do when you've got a potent level 1 like that. Executed very well. And they'll now need to make sure they don't allow Nasus to be able to get the counter blue.
Unfortunate for Team CRUX there, but something I love that they've done here is they've put Vladimir in a 2v1 and they've put Renekton in a 2v1 against Vayne. And Thresh is a very volatile and almost, I'd say, vulnerable lane, as Vayne, a lot of the time you need to protect her in lane. She needs to get items. She's not very strong early on against other champs, and especially against a Leona who can be so aggressive so early on, as well as MF, who's a natural bully in lane. I love how they've actually flipped it, and they've put Renekton now in a 2v1, who Renekton, he's an okay 2v1 champion. He's not great by any means, and they put Vladimir down in that 2v1, who Vladimir, being the health champion that he is and the mage, he's able to actually sustain a lot better than Renekton. And it's going to be interesting to see here who's going to be able to come out. And now at top lane we do have actually aggression coming out from here onto Vayne from Shen, and we do actually see the flash being blown from Vayne to get away from that. So great work there by Shen. And Flame, talk to us a little bit about how much junglers are going to mean to now to help these 2v1 lanes.
Well, Shen's got the advantage from getting the blue still. It looks like he's picking up his own now, so he's going to have a bit of a level advantage onto Nasus. Now, at this point, you figure it the way the lanes are being pushed. Shen and Nasus are both going to have to help out their solo laners, because already they're getting considerably pushed back, even though Leona really isn't the most potent in terms of aggression for a 2v1 lane, it's still one that you can't afford to take lightly. So already you see Shen coming down, and he's already onto Thresh.
We do have the Slice and Dice here coming in onto thing, except for Vayne being able to turn it around actually. And
when the teleport's in from Lissandra.
Yep, teleport in as well from Lissandra, except for Shen just retreating and be able to find the comfort of his tower. But beautiful work there by Vayne, as Renekton and Shen did jump onto Thresh, which gave Vayne. And we do have the teleport here. We got the beautiful taunt in from Shen onto Lissandra. Gold card coming in from TF. We do have a lot of damage coming down onto Shen, and Vayne going very deep for this. She'll be able to get up the kill. She'll another tower shot, and TF will actually be able to pick up the kill onto Vayne. And Lissandra getting away with low health, blowing that flash as well. So a 1v1 trade there, except for a couple more, 2 assists coming out from.
Lissandra's found another kill.
Beautiful, and that ward in that tri-bush actually granting the vision then from TF trying to back. So great work there, and now bot lane we do have a bit more damage being put onto the tower from MF and Leona.
There's the beautiful mobility from Lissandra. I mean, thanks to that claw and then being able to activate as to whether you want to dive in on that or not, Lissandra was able to get the mop-up kill in TF. I mean, that's just what's so beautiful about her. To escape and also to engage with such brilliance is what makes Lissandra a really potent champ at the moment. And yeah, Natural definitely botched that a bit. I mean, they were the ones that were the aggressors. They went for it, but Vayne's already got himself 2 early kills. When on bot lane, looks like they've managed to get a kill themselves. Vladimir in real trouble, barely gets away though.
He put a lot of damage out onto MF then, so MF actually wasn't able to follow up. I think she was just a bit worried about that next Q coming out from Vladimir, as not only would it give him a little bit more health, but it might also drop MF. So just a bit of passive play there from MF, and Leona unfortunately not being able to pick up the kill onto Vladimir. But that does mean now actually we got the TF ult coming down as well. So TF ulting in, Leona actually missing the stun, pulling from Vlad. The gold card's still up. Beautiful flash from Vladimir. Will he be able to get away? Yes, he will. So great awareness there from Vladimir, and I felt TF actually ulted in the wrong position there. He ulted on the left side of that tri-bush, actually granting a bail for Vladimir to the right hand side. So unfortunate a little bit there, but good idea, and just missed a little bit of execution needed to get that kill.
Well, Vladimir is one of the hardest to do in that regard though. I mean, with his pull, he's able to prevent himself from being CC'd for a few seconds, and that really prevents the gold card gang from being able to happen. But importantly, Natural did get the first turret of the game for it. I mean, that's really something they needed to have happen after that botched gank top lane. So they're able to get the gold lead back to about a couple hundred gold, and Misfortune's able to get back some form of C, and they've moved up towards the top lane, it looks like. And Renekton will probably be heading to the bot lane at this rate, because Vladimir is staying put down bot.
Yep, so we do have that tower being picked up, and now the gold lead about 200 apart in favour of CRUX. So now we do, as you said, see Leona MF coming in on that top lane. Leona actually going in a little bit aggressively there and eating a lot of damage from Vayne. And oh my god, the bullet time coming in from MF onto Thresh. Great work from there.
That
Thresh
is
eating a lot of
exactly
that.
what you've got to do if you've got Leona. But Crux, oh, beautiful steal by Shen with the dragon.
Wow, great work by Shen there. He was able to get in and get that smite still off. So, wow, a lot of action coming in from top lane as well as dragon there.
Oh, Leona's landed solo for and the Zenith Blade.
MF being able to pick up that kill onto Vayne there. Beautiful work from them. They know that Thresh was down and Vayne was by herself, and a little bit more aggression. Now bot lane,
Renekton's almost got Vladimir.
Yeah, the ignite onto Vladimir here. Vladimir queuing, trying to get that health, and the last hit from Renekton will pick up the kill onto Vladimir.
Brilliant reaction from Team Natural. I mean, after how things got weird pear-shaped in top lane a couple of minutes ago, they have really turned on the pressure. Because fortunately, Leona going up to top lane, they know they've got the better matchup. They went in hard, got their CCs down, perfect bullet time, and then followed it up with the second gank, and Shen with that beautiful steal. It's got themselves nearly a 3k gold lead in a couple of minutes, but Leona's being caught by Nasus here. And TF's coming in.
We do have the TF ult coming in to protect that Leona, and now actually it's got the reverse. We got a lot of damage coming in onto Nasus and Thresh here, except for Vayne now coming up, and both teams will back away. So a bit of a defensive ult there from TF, but good work as it kept his Leona alive as she got separated from MF. So great work there by both teams.
Yep, and now that Leona pick is really paying off, if you're going to have Leona be an influence the entire game, you really need that lane to be able to snowball someone early, because a Leona that falls behind is someone that can be bullied really hard. However, once they moved up to the top lane, Leona landed her moves twice in a row, got MF 2 kills out in that turret. They're already up 2 turrets already. That's considerable map pressure that's going to be exerted onto Team CRUX, and Natural are already beginning to pile in towards the mid lane.
Yeah, we do have a lot of pressure here, and this is something that they need to pick up CRUX if they want to win this and take it to the third game in the series. Because in the first match they got out-warded. They got out-warded by Natural. Their vision wasn't as good, and that meant those ganks, and that meant those kills, that meant those gold, that meant those items. So if they're really wanting to come back in this series, they're going to need to start getting back that vision. They can't let these towers being taken away for nothing. They need to start really warding up. They need to almost start pushing a couple towers their own and really getting that gold lead back to even and positive in their favour. They can't let this gold lead slide out anymore.
Yeah, there's already considerable difference in the items that we're seeing already. Misfortune at 10 minutes already had a Bloodthirst dead. That is huge. Vayne has a Build War Cutlass, building for Blade of the Ruin King. That's already a considerable difference. Shen already has a Giant's Belt. Nass is still on his Spirit Stone. You've got Twisted Fate with a Sheen already, probably headed towards... forgotten the arm was. Lysandra stuck in the Fiendish Codex. Renekton has built himself a Hex Drinker. That's going to be very helpful for him going into Vladimir. And Vladimir with a Hextech Revolver, that's a pretty standard item for Vladimir, probably headed to Will of the Ancients. And Leona already has a Sight Stone and a Ruby Crystal on top of that, whereas Thresh has gone for the GP10 Philo Stone first.
And we do have a bit of trading here coming down onto Vladimir and Renekton, both just poking each other, and neither will really go in for this, except for the Shen ult coming in onto Renekton, the beautiful pull down and ult down from Vladimir, except for tanking the tower is Renekton, popping his ult, and he'll be able to live, and Vladimir gets away. Shen not actually staying around there, so Renekton taking the aggro of the tower.
Oh, TF's gone top.
And yes, we do have TF coming in on top here. We do have the box down from Thresh. He's actually pulled the chain in the death sentence onto TF here. We do have the gold card onto Vayne. Beautiful work there from Leona, being able to pick out, and beautiful work there. Lysandra actually teleporting into a minion behind, except for she's dropping very quickly. Will she be able to pick up the kill onto TF? No, she will not be able to. So a 2-for-0 trade up top lane there.
So, but Leona's found someone else in the jungle, onto Nasus.
Oh, beautiful stun there from Leona, actually being able to do it. And Nasus actually having to pop the ult there to get away. Leona at the moment, so she's not going to be able to do much. Gold card coming out from TF, and they'll just back away as I think between MF, TF, and Leona, they're just a little bit too low. They will get a good amount of damage onto the tower. Now, they might be able to get it as no one is coming to help here. We have Vayne coming in top lane, except she's a little too far away to help this, and that will be now 3 towers 2-0 in favour of Team Natural.
A real misplay by Team CRUX there. I mean, Natural was standing there in that brush next to the turret saying, Vayne, we dare you to come in. Do it, do it, do it. And Vayne says, okay, I'll tumble in there. And Twisted Fate had the gold card ready. That's just a complete misplay that has gone absolutely pear-shaped for them. In the mid, they picked up another turret, Natural. They're 4 turrets up to nil. Gold lead's already past 5,000. Just all that vision and gold that they've got an ascendancy with already, that's just put CRUX behind the 8 ball so much already, and at this rate, they're probably going to pick up the second dragon.
Can I just point out something here? CRUX at the moment, I believe, after that, actually, they just put one at dragon, but before that, they didn't have a single ward on the map except for the one in top bush, actually, up top lane. Other than that, they have not had a single ward on their map, whereas Natural had them not only in the jungle, they also had them in the river, and once again, it's just this vision that's the vision that's just being denied. And you see there,
and as you say that, Team Natural drop a pin forward of their own down a dragon to clear that out. So they're definitely looking for getting the positional ascendancy for dragon. And TF's got the jump on Vladimir.
Yep, MF able to come here, and actually they're going to chase Vladimir, and I do not see Vladimir surviving this one. We have Shen coming in as well. He's pulling under, except for no. The damage coming out there from TM and MF are quite good. And actually, to be honest, that was quite smart play from Vladimir. Shen coming in from the side and Leona from the back. He ran back in and almost dropped instantly, and what that meant was TF and MF were able to pick up the kill and assist, except for it denied the assist gold or even the kill gold onto Leona or Shen there. So actually, it was smart play by Vladimir, even though he did get caught out. It was the better of the worst scenarios.
And it looks like Team Natural has picked up their second dragon of the game there, so that's already over a 6,000 gold lead for them. And yeah, now just looking at the items quickly again, TF's already completed his Lich's Bane. That's going to be able to really ramp his split pushing potential as well. I mean, and he's gone for the Destiny, so he's looking to see if he can find someone out.
And once again, just the map awareness from Natural just absolutely dominating at the moment. We do have a lot of damage coming in here onto those mid tower, and as the towers are now 4-0, I don't think there is not a single champion on CRUX that has a gold lead advantage in terms of their lane partners. Vayne 5.1k. Unfortunately, to the MF 401 has 6.6k, so that's a 1.5, almost a 1.6k gold difference now for those 80 carries. TF 212 with 5.9k, whereas the counterpart in Lysandra 4.3k. So those towers are really now converting into items for Natural and are really giving a big advantage for them. So unfortunately, CRUX really need to just play smart from here and try and get their own towers, and they can't let this split pushing, getting caught out, wards being dropped from pings, they can't let that happen anymore.
Yeah, I really do think that CRUX really botched the ban section of this, as well as the picks, because the moment that Shen was open and a Natural first pick, you really think, well, you can't let them have Twisted Fate as well, because that is usually a death sentence on the amateur and pro level. And the fact they allowed those to go through, you would have thought they would have taken at least one global champion of their own. But they haven't done that aside from giving Lysandra teleport, but that hasn't worked out as well as they'd liked. Just the amount of omnipresence that Natural has versus the more passive way that CRUX are playing, it's just really playing into Natural's hands.
Well, the difference is TF's Destiny comes up roughly every 100 seconds, 90 seconds, blue buff and stuff like that. And actually, hold on, we're going to put a pause there. We do have Shen and Vladimir trading a fair bit of damage here. Shen putting a decent amount onto Vladimir, except for Vladimir just with a couple Qs able to pick himself back up. And in mid lane at the moment, we do have a fair bit of poke coming in onto CRUX here from Natural, and a fair bit of damage coming in. And will this be the 5th tower? No, they're going to be able to. They're going to be able to defend it, but for how long is the question?
Yeah, there is considerable poke potential on this side of Natural, so you'd figure it'd just be a matter of time, particularly with TF's Lich Bane just really ramping up his clear potential. And on the bottom lane, you've got Shen at the tower already, so you figure they're going to get at least a second in turret as well at this rate in the next minute or two.
So that's the thing as well. Not only during laning phase was this Shen and TF a problem, but now also you do have the split pushing from Shen coming in as well. And if TF really wanted to, he could even go top lane and split push top lane. And when a team fight happens, you've got Shen and TF being able to initiate on that team fight, whereas Vladimir, as you see, he's not running teleport, he's running flash ignite. Him down bot lane is not going to be able. He's not going to be able to get to that team fight in mid as quick as Shen can, which means CRUX will be fighting a 4v5. And we do have actually initiation onto here. We do have the bullet time coming in, picking up the kill onto Nasus as well as Lysandra. We have the dive here coming onto Thresh from Renekton. MF actually eating a fair few tower shots, and will they be able to pick up the kill onto her? Yes, he will. Vladimir coming in, using the pull to survive, triple kill going down for MF, and unfortunately Vladimir won't be able to survive. The tower going down well, 5-0 for towers. Vladimir trying to get away, not quite, and the ace comes out. So beautiful work there from Natural, picking the right time to initiate.
5 for 1, and the turret coming out there for Team Natural, and they might just get the first inhibitor turret of the game at the 19-minute mark. I mean, this is just a stomping at this point. I mean, this really is panning out like we thought. Giving a double global presence at this point, other than that, it's not something you can afford to do. Nasus is trying to try and get onto Shen, but Leona's ready for it.
A lot of damage coming out onto Nasus there. We do have the Lantern coming out onto for Nasus from Thresh there, as well as Lysandra, and we do have Lysandra picking up the kill onto Leona. And so they'll be able to get that kill back. Unfortunately, they won't be able to pick up any of the others, and unfortunately, the inhibitor tower did go down for them. So that is now a 6-0 tower lead in favor of Natural.
And yeah, the only reason they were even able to pick up a kill in the chase just then was because Leona was that low. I mean, if Leona and Shin were that low, they would have been able to follow up on the counter initiation that they didn't. Probably would have picked themselves up more kills. I mean, is there ought to be that much more tanky, that much more damage with them as well? Everything's going in Natural's favor, and it really isn't just pure talent. It's also the fact that CRUX really botched the bans and picks. That's something you really can't afford to do at this rate. Any pro will tell you, don't ever let Shen and Twisted Fate go through at the same time. Otherwise, you are dicing with death. And at the 20-minute mark, it already looks like we're going to have the first Baron of the game going down.
I'd imagine this would be an uncontested Baron as well. Unfortunately, CRUX just don't have the utility, the items, or the map awareness really to deal with this Baron, and Baron dropping quite low.
They have no vision at all.
Yeah, no.
And they can't afford to. I mean, if they even try to go and place wards, there's the threat of being dived onto caught by Leona or Shen, and if anyone's there to back them up, they're going to instantly be popped anyway. And Leona's also got Oracle's Elixir on it at boots, and that's just one of their hardest champs to be able to kill with that Elixir on. I mean, she's 0-1-8, almost got an Aegis of the Legion on top of her Ruby Sightstone, considerably tanky. There's no point even trying to ward your own jungle at this point, because it's probably going to be suicide.
And we do have the Oracles as well being picked up from Leona, so to make sure not to give up that map vision. And now, I'd imagine now with Baron buff, you'll see the last push coming in, possibly the last push. I don't really see a way CRUX are going to be able to defend this. MF712 now has the Black Cleaver as well as the Bloodthirster, and you saw last team fight in that middle area how much damage that bullet time put down. It killed Thresh, and I believe it killed Lysandra as well to get that double kill. So she's doing so much damage as well. Now you have Lich Bane as well as the needlessly large rod onto TF here. He's putting out a lot of damage. Shen with that tankiness, the Sunfire Cape, the Giant Spell, Renekton and a Hex Drink, a Giant Spell. It's just too much. And here we go, the push coming in onto the middle of the tower here. We do have the Wither going down onto TF, a lot of damage coming down onto TF, and now we do have the Bullet Time. Bullet Time absolutely shredding. No one is able to get to MF, and she is sitting at the back shredding people at the moment. Vayne doing a beautiful job there, actually able to pick up the kill onto Leona and able to get away. But the problem was that MF was able to sit at the back there and attack freely, and 4 for 2 trade here. And Flame, do you see a way that Vayne could hold this?
Not really. I mean, with the amount of tankings they have left, I'd imagine they'd try to take the top turret once they push the creep wave up. I mean, the one thing that CRUX did do right, to their credit, was they were able to protect Vayne in that fight. Vayne was able to pick up a kill as well as one to Vladimir, but on the same token, no one got remotely close to Misfortune. I mean, with that wall of Shen, Renekton, and Leona going on top, and now a 10-1 Misfortune. I mean, the amount of damage you'll get from the bullet time alone, that just left everyone so helplessly low at that point that Vladimir, Lysandra, and Thresh were sitting ducks. And the way that they're building isn't necessarily helping them that much either. I mean, Lysandra with the Deathfire Grasp, that's leaving her relatively squishy. I mean, that's almost as if accepting the fact, I don't think I'm going to live anyway, I might as well try and take someone down with me. And you've got Vladimir, who seems like he's had the goal to be able to complete an item, but hasn't, because he's got the Heztech Revolver, the Seeker's Arm Guard, which would be completed into Zonya's Hourglass, but he hasn't done that. He's got a Giant's Belt and a Rod to be able to build that into a Rylaz, but he hasn't completed anything. And I just think he should really try and focus that into something more potent.
It's a lack of gold, and that's coming from a lack of towers and kills. It's 6-0 in towers, which means Vladimir's not able to complete those items. Where you see his counterpart in the top lane, Renekton, who's 314 with those 6 towers. He's got a Warmogs, he's got his Hex Drink, he's got his Merc Treads, and he's even got that armor And now we do see here Vladimir getting caught out and dropping almost instantly. MF picking up the kill, and now we do have 5 members of Natural coming into this bottom tower, pushing it down. The bullet time coming out, just zoning Crux away. Vayne, unfortunately, getting caught on the side here from Renekton. Renekton going in on her, the flash coming out, will be able to save her. We do have Renekton going quite deep here, actually taking a lot of damage from these members of Crux. And will they be able to pick up the Renekton kill? Yes, they will. And now we do have MF here sitting at the back, putting a lot of damage down. TF as well. Nasus in the middle, won't be able to actually pick up the kill onto MF. The yellow card coming out from TF, and will it be able to stun on Vayne? Yes, Shen picks up the kill onto Vayne, and now Thresh, the lone survivor, will get taken out by TF there. And now we have Vladimir, who's up, except for the ult goes down, the Shen taunt coming in, and now the Shen ult actually coming in for TF. MF.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
I mean, yeah, Vladimir did everything he did to try and take down Misfortune there, but it just didn't matter. I mean, the amount of lifesteal potential that she had back just negated that, and this has been a fair stomping by Natural, and they take out this set 2-0.
Yeah, just too much of too much aggression and too much well thought out and executed strategies there from Team Natural, and Crux unfortunately weren't able to deal with it. So great work there from Natural, picking up the series 2-0.
And you know that it's really to their credit. I mean, they were allowed to get global champions right off the bat. Shen got through the bans this time, they picked it up straight away, and you'd figure at that point, if Crux didn't take Twisted Fate, they would be in a world of pain, and they didn't. So that's just the mistakes you can't afford to make if you want to be able to win matches like these. So, well done to Team Natural. This was a well-deserved victory and was really impressive to see in action.
Awesome. Well done, guys. Thank you very much for casting both those games, Lord Fries. Thanks again to Flamewells and Sorinova, who jumped in there and did a game each as well. Congrats to Team Natural01. Pretty dominating wins in both those games. Again, behind on CS in that match too, but still just coming through way too strong. I think you're probably right there, Flamewells. That global presence just a little bit too strong. So Team Natural will be heading out, and they will be picking up the $100 in those 5 mechanical gaming keyboards. So obviously if they did not have any mech keys before now, I think you'll hear them tapping away very, very shortly. And Crux crew not going to go home empty-handed. They're going to pick up $75 and $10 worth of RP each. So nice work. That does conclude our CGA Grand Final for the cybergamer.com.au League of Legends competition. Huge shout out to BenQ, OCZ, and M-Wave, the sponsors of the League of Legends leagues. Are we going to bring someone in here? We might be doing an interview or two. Have we got someone from our winning team that might be jumping in? I think that is the plan. Is that correct, Cyanide? Is that the plan as we see it?
We're just going to try, so maybe just give us a minute. Here we go. We got player 2. Here we go. Here we go. Natural.
Swing them down into the channel, I think. Awesome, awesome. Are you still here, Fries?
Yes, I am.
Do you want to maybe just throw out some questions to these guys from Team Natural from that game? Any questions that you may have? Anything you want to throw out to them? First off, I might say congrats, guys.
Thanks.
Is there anything that you wanted to say, you wanted to put out there after that game?
I don't know, I guess just like thanks to everyone that watched, and the friends and stuff that also tuned in. And I guess thanks to Crux for the 2 games.
Awesome work. I think we have... is there anyone else from your team that want to come in and have a chat at all?
I think Anthrax is in the lobby.
Alright, we'll grab him in. Anthrax, how you going, man? Fries, if you got any questions for these guys that you wanted to throw out there from those games?
Sure. First question. Did these games go the way that you guys had planned? First of all, the way that it unfolded in front of our eyes, you guys had such strong strategies and you were able to use them, and it worked great. Is that how you saw the games going down?
Well, with game two, because we looked through Pempty's match history, and basically all his top 3 or 4 champs is like I think it was Zyra, TF, Anivia, and Ryze. So we banned out 3 of those 4, and then we picked TF, leaving him with like his next closest champ that has only like 2 ranked games played. So he really didn't have much to play.
Yep. Also, another question: do you guys how much do you guys prepare before a grand final like this? Do you guys sit down as a team and look over the stats, or do you guys watch games of CRUX and actually analyze their play, or do you guys more focus on your play and you guys practice together before a game to make sure really your strengths are your strength and you stick to them?
For this week, it's mainly been working on shot calling and just ranked 5s in general. And I guess that's what's proven in this game, because the first time we versed CRUX we struggled a lot more, where this game was a lot smoother and worked a lot better in our favor.
Yep. Now, Flamewells, do you have any questions that you would like to ask either of these two champions?
Yes, I would, particularly now that it's come out of Pepti preferring Twisted Fate. Were you really surprised in Game 2 that CRUX didn't pick up Twisted Fate right after you took Shen? Because it's usually standard practice to deny a team both either in the picks or ban. So were you really surprised that you were able to pick up both Global Presence champs?
I think picking TF first for them would have sort of given me the opportunity to play a more aggressive mid laner. We could have gone for a AoE comp again, and instead of Kha'Zix, replaced it with something like Katarina. So picking TF first would have opened up choices for us to do several other comps as well. So I don't know, I think picking TF first would have worked for them, because then they would have denied us one of the global ultis, but I don't know if they really expected double global ultis in the first place.
Another question I have for you guys is, were you worried at all at the start of the game when Renekton was put in the 2v1 and Vladimir was put in the 2v1? Were you guys worried about that? And not only that, also up top lane, I believe when the kills went down, CRUX almost looked to be getting ahead almost. And what was your guys your team mentality then as to how to get back and change that momentum?
Well, the fail ult down at bot against Vlad when he got away with the flash, that was actually me going down to bot lane to get the bot tower, so that then we can swap the aggression to top lane and put the 2 at bot against the 2 at top to stop them from getting that tower and getting that advantage that they had on Renekton. So that was our response to their early dominance at top.
Yep. Now, I don't know about Sam. Do you have any more questions for these two fellows?
Well, I just want to say that was a pretty convincing win from you guys. Do you have any plans next season? I'm not sure. Do you guys know how the League of Legends the leagues work on Cybergame? Are you hoping to be moving up to CGM? Is that how it works? Is that the plan?
Yeah. So we've got I think we've got time off now that we're finished. So we do get I think a month or 2, I don't know how long it is exactly, before we move up to CGM, because obviously the season have all ended. Once we move up, I guess it's going to be a lot more difficult, because we've gone basically undefeated this season. So against the much stronger teams in CGM, we might need to practice a bit more and prepare a lot more this time around.
Well, that was some pretty good games, so I think you guys definitely deserve to be in CGM. We'll have to wait till the end of next season, I suppose, to see whether you can work your way through and come out on top of that one or not. But I definitely reckon that is the place for your team to be. So, does anyone else have anything they want to say? Do you guys have any more shout-outs you want to finish off with for your team, you guys from Team Natural?
The only thing I want to ask is, do you guys watching have any questions for these guys here? Is there anything you guys want to know?
with that 15-second
Obviously,
delay.
there's a 15-second delay. I'm not going to sit here and just go, all right, no one wants to ask anything. So we'll give it a few seconds. But no, it was an enjoyable match. I watched it all from the sidelines here, something a bit different, but it was a good match, well played.
Thanks. I guess just a shout out to wait, I gotta check. Von Angel for providing the TeamSpeak and Scream and the fans and stuff for supporting us through watching the streams and I guess trash talking in the chat.
Yeah, do
Thanks,
love
everyone.
that good trash talking in the chat. What are we seeing next? We're going to see Traddy banned from chat next. He reckons that he's going to get Sock's mobile number or something. I think the closest he's going to get to her is perhaps seeing her in court when she gets a restraining order against him, or at least her lawyer in court. That's about as close as you were going to get, little Trat Dog.
She got Traddy's number. She did. She did it the smart way. So this way she'll never call him, and he can't call her. That's how all the girls do it. But they got dirty old men like Traddy there stalking him.
Oh well, he hasn't got much else to do with his time. So that does conclude our CGA leagues. Obviously, we finished up CGI last night. Now, what's the deal with CGM Cyanide? Is that finished as well? I'm not. I haven't been paying attention to the CGM league.
We've done CGI Grand Final last night. There is they are playing it out for third place on Thursday night, I believe, and that is Yuma and Advant Guard. There is another CGA match playing out for third place. Let me flick over to CG and let's have a look at that.
Awesome. Because super keen to get some more games done. Obviously, with that little bit of a break between the end of this season of leagues and the beginning of the next season. I don't know if the League of Legends admins have anything planned in between. If not, I'm sure we'll be doing our best to find you guys some more games and to keep bringing you content. How are we looking there, Cyanide?
Well, CGM, I'm not too sure how we missed this because I know Strax has been keeping me up to date with what's going on and what's not going on, but it does seem like CGM is all finished up there, so that's good for CGM. So we've only got the two games remaining this season for Pro Leagues, and that is the CGI match is Team Supremacy, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, Strax, because I know you're going to laugh at me. Who can pronounce that? You can, Flame Wells. It's the
Tsukuyomi.
Tsukuyomi.
You mean
That's right,
Sejijana?
so
Sejijana? Yeah, exactly.
Tsukuyomi and Team Supremacy Ozone, they're playing probably within the next week. They're just waiting for that match to be scheduled in, and then we got the CGI match on Thursday night, like I said, between
Avant-Garde and Exile 5 Luna.
That's exactly right. So that one's coming up Thursday night, and we were actually going to be streaming that one too.
Awesome.
I think that one starts early. That might be 7 o'clock-ish. It is 7 p.m.
I'll have to get my dinner done early. That should be a pretty good game, Strax. Just saying that there might be the odd one-day comp planned for League of Legends on Cybergame during this downtime that we're going to have in the next month or so. So get involved with that. Follow the CG forums for League of Legends over on cybergamer.com.au. Follow us here on Twitch and obviously over on facebook.com/teamdowntv. If there's something interesting going on, if there's something we can cast, we'll definitely be over there. If you got anything that you want us to cast, anything you want to send our way, send that through. Strax actually in the TeamSpeak now. Can you divulge your secret plans for League of Legends in the next month or so, Strax? What do you got planned?
We're planning to ban Scream from everything on the internet.
All right, and Traddy, but that's a given, obviously.
And Traddy.
Yeah.
We'll have some one-day competitions during the break because we're gonna have to push the leagues back a little bit longer than expected.
Ooh, there we go. So season 1 Pro League's just about done. We do have season 2 coming up, but there's going to be some stuff to tie everyone over between there, some ODCs.
Awesome. And I'm sure we'll do our best, assuming that you guys are keen for it to cast those games if we're allowed to, Straxmore. So absolutely keen to get into that one. So games coming up this week, and one-day comps coming up over the next month or two, leading into the next season of League of Legends on Cybergamer. Now, is there anything else anyone at all possibly wants to say that isn't Treddy? You're a troublemaker. Is there anything else to throw out there?
There we go. Dunskies.
Dunskies. Awesome. So, thank you guys for watching tonight. Congrats to Team Natural, BL to CRUX crew, but both teams obviously walking away with those prizes. Huge shout out to BenQ, OCZ, and M-Wave, our sponsors of League of Legends on Cybergamer. Thanks heaps to Lord Fries, Flamewells, and Soranova for getting in there and doing those casts for us tonight. And that is it from us here at Team Down TV. I'm Samman. We had Cyanide in here as well, and thank you very much, guys, for watching these games tonight. And just hang around on Facebook, and we will obviously let you know as soon as we know the next games that we can cast. But super